Hey guys, and welcome to the TVV show. Hopefully, everybody is doing a-okay. We are here. We're back with episode 3 of the TVV show. Bless up to everybody. I'm gonna have the link in the description, so make sure you go over and subscribe to the guest. The guest is No, this is Jester. We're gonna bring him in just a second. Good friend of mine, and yeah, this should be a funny one. And I've just said to him off camera, wherever this takes us, it takes us. So, yo, bro, how are you? And thank you for coming on, man.
No worries, mate. Thanks for having me. I'm okay. Good enough. I'm here. I'm alive. Um, and I'm ready to talk shit about wherever you want to go, mate.
Not fully. Let's start with like you as a whole, right? Like certain things I don't know. Like what got you into like the things that you're into? So you can see straight away from your background, I can see Star Wars. You're obviously sat in a chair, which obviously you do the racing games on. You're a massive gamer yourself. You got the thing from Batman, massive art piece, which I'm still jealous of. In the background, like just start like where did the gaming part of your life come from?
Oh, childhood.
Childhood.
So I grew up with older sisters.
Okay.
I had divorced parents and older sisters, and I had a younger brother, half brother, but we were divorced. So we had two households. You know, we're always at one house one weekend, at the other house the other weekend. And so I had older sisters, and my dad got us a Nintendo before I could even remember. Like as long as I could remember, the Nintendo was there. And the girls were always good at it, really good at it. Like they clocked Mario inside out, back to front, and I was horrible at them. And then like the divorce kind of kicked in, and they went to live with mum, and it was undecided with me. So like I got to play a lot more Nintendo in that time, and then got really good at it. And then my dad got us a 64. We didn't have the Super Nintendo, but my dad got us a 64 probably 3 months after it came out. It was like the closest we've ever had a console to like launch date.
Yeah.
And that was, fuck, I was about 12. So 98, 97, 98. And that was the system that set me into like being a permanent gamer. Just being a teenager, getting home from high school, empty house. You know, my sisters weren't around, my dad wasn't around. Like there was nothing to do but play video. Like if I wasn't out, I was playing video games, man. And then when I was around 15, I got a chipped. My mates already had Sonys, but I got a chipped Sony, and that changed everything. Because like a Sony as it was CD-ROM, but a chipped one, and then having access to like 3,000-4,000 games for like $5 a pop. That was what truly like stepped me over the edge, like as a gaming addict. Like that was when I started, you know, like I'm meant to be in bed and I'm staying up late at night playing games, fucking putting a towel under your door so you can't see the blue light coming out your room and shit.
Yeah.
So I was around that, like I was hooked at a really, really young age. And I have a super addictive personality. Anything I get into it hard. So yeah, mostly just the teenage years. And then through life circumstances and just like I had a pretty disruptive, dysfunctional family. Through life circumstances, I basically ended up living with my nan from like 13, 14 onwards until she passed away just before I turned 18. And then I was kind of out on my own. And there was a few years where I was really just trying to survive. So I didn't, like I missed out on the early PS2 era. I missed out on a bit. And then when I kind of got stable again, like the first thing I did was get a PS2. Like first thing I did. And then, yeah, just started catching up on 3, 4, 5 years worth of PS2 games that I'd missed out on. And yeah, like basically went into adulthood. The PS3, I didn't get one straight away. But I remember trading in my PS2 and about 20 games to get a PS3, and that was heartbreaking, but had to be done. Yeah, I've been a Sony fanboy ever since. I had my fair share of Xbox in the day too. Halo, big ups to Halo, just Halo. I was always a PC gamer too back in the day. Like we didn't really have access to one, but I had a lot of friends around me. I was playing like the Fallouts and Command and Conquers and StarCraft and stuff like that when I was about 12, 13 years old. So I think even at a very young age, I had played, like I'd played CD-ROM, floppies, arcades, consoles, proper PCs, you know, like by the time, like back then getting to like Pentium 3, Pentium 4, like fuck, so old now, but you know, having a Pentium 4 that could play StarCraft at the top of its level was crazy back then. And the first place that I ever played anybody LAN or online or anything like, but like even just LAN, just going to a mate's house and playing a PC game while he was sitting in the other room and you sort of built armies trying to kill each other. Like that was awesome, man. So it was in me from a very young age. You can blame Nintendo, straight up Nintendo, Pokemon even. Didn't even bring up that, but the Game Boy changed everything too. Like, I still think to this day, like Pokemon on the original Pokemon on the Game Boys were like probably the best games of all time. So yeah, mostly just started there. Like, and I've there's a lot of other stuff that I'm into, as you know, that's childlike. And I had my oldest sister a couple of years back said something about how my teenage years were dysfunctional and a blur, and I was forced into a situation where I had to grow up faster than any kid at that age should have. So she thinks like that when I got stable again, like it was me desperately trying to get back my child years. Like it stayed with me, bro. Like she's a psychologist and all. Like fucking, it hit me hard. Like, she said she had no problem with it. She completely understood it. But the good times won't last type thing too. Yeah. But I remember like it hit me kind of hard because like she was like the gaming, the cosplay, the racing. She was like the streaming. She was like everything you've done is like she was like, it's like you're showing a talent or you're showing a skill or you're showing a passion for something, but you want people to come along for the ride. And yeah, I was getting psychology studied by my sister, bro. But yeah, so it goes back a long way with the gaming. Like I mean, even I hate Tetris, right? Like I fucking hate Tetris, and I got a mate who plays it all the time, right? And I've got like childhood trauma related to Tetris because like my mum would play it obsessively, and like she had her own issues, but she would like make us do the cleaning, you know, like while she sat there playing Tetris, and make us do the dishes and make us go outside and play while she sat there playing Tetris. And it was like this role reversal. Like even my sister pointed out this too, like how our mum like reverse psychology fucked us over with it. But like we were the kids and we had to sit there and watch the parent play the video game. And she was really good at it, but it was like this obsession for her too, like this fucking bipolar obsession. So like I genuinely hate Tetris. I see so much skill in Tetris and the way people play it, but there's like this childhood trauma of like, I refuse to sit here and watch anyone play Tetris because I had to sit there for years and years and years watching my mum play it when all I wanted to do was play the fucking game. So yeah, we had that too. Like my dad was like, he said we played video games too much, but he didn't play them with us or like was around. Whereas mum would like play the video games in front of us and not let us play the games type thing. So it was like it was like the forbidden fruit type thing, you know, like you wanted it more. but yeah, me and my brother, when we were at mum's, wrestling became a big thing. Like, you know, the first time, like SmackDown versus Raw, Here Comes the Pain, all that shit. That was a big one for us. A lot of the first time they had like the multiplayer Tom Clancy games and stuff like that, split screen, Spec Ops, all that, Medal of Honor, Call of Duty. I don't know, man. You could list off some of the PS1, PS2's greatest era, and that's kind of what I grew up with. He was only 3 years younger than me too, so like it was like any time I got into something, he would immediately follow, you know, and then just became like my little parrot basically for whatever I wanted to play. And my older sisters grew out of it a bit. Like actually the middle one just outright stopped playing video games, and then the oldest one only played racing and sports games. She was tomboy, turned out to be lesbian, but she was always good at video games, but then it was like sport took over her life, and like sports games became life. Like World Cup 98, man, like FIFA 90, like I remember that. I remember Wayne Gretzky hockey specifically, you know, like so even that, like sport was dad, and Sharon was into it too, but then because sport video games were becoming a thing, it was like a gateway into sport, you know, like, oh, you've got a video game of it now, so now you actually care more about watching the real thing. So even that, like I kind of, because I was pretty active too at that age, I was playing a lot of sport. So yeah, if I wasn't out terrorizing the streets, I was at home playing video games, man. Like it's a comfort thing to it. Like it's like there's video games that you get an escape from reality, but even like back then, I don't even think I was trying to escape from anything. I just wanted to be happy, or something like that. I don't know. And video games, like especially because like my dad worked non-stop. Like my dad would fucking work like 5 to 6, 5 to 7, something like that. Like so I'd literally like get home and I wouldn't see him for like 4 hours. I'd be home alone for like 4 hours, bro. So like if I wasn't out with my mates, and there was a point where I started getting out and getting into a bit of shit, it was like, stay at home, you're grounded. So video games, man. So yeah, that's where it all, and like I mean, even all the things that I was into just gradually came. They were either already there, or you know, by the time you're that age, you're just fully obsessed with the things that you're into. Wrestling, cartoons like Dragon Ball Z at that time was life, man. I hate anime now, but back then, like it was, you know, the late 90s when it was becoming a big thing for the Western audience. It was such a good thing to have access to. And sport was huge just because I was an Aussie. Like I grew up with very patriotic, like family, you know what I mean? Like we liked our sports, but then anytime Aussies were in any sport, bro, like you were watching and supporting, and it hits me now when I see it. Like the Olympics and that, you know, there's people who don't care about any sport at all, and then the Olympics comes around and they're like, oh, bandwagoners. But I get it, like when it comes to being patriotic about your country, shit like that. But as I've gotten older, I don't give a fuck about patriotism. I just like what I like footballers that I like wrestlers that I like I'll be patriotism about a certain thing, but I'm not like I think Americans and Aussies can be like the most arrogant, stubborn fucking sporting fans in the world. And I hate that. Like we're such a small country, you know, we shouldn't be this arrogant. We're not America.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you said Xbox for Halo. What was your, was that like the original Xbox, like the? Yeah,
so the intro around the same time. So around the same time that I wasn't playing games on the streets, in and out of homelessness, shit like that. Yeah. But around 18, 19. So Xbox had been out a few years. Yeah. I'd never played one, and my mates had Halo 1 and 2.
Okay.
And that was it. Like that was it, man. I'd never played Halo 1 and 2. They had played them inside out, and my first experience was playing Halo co-op on Legendary with guys that had 100% of the game. Like, and I was just like, what the fuck? This is nuts. Like, Like the AI in Halo was like unlike anything you'd ever done before. Like I still to this day, I think that the Halo 1, 2, and 3 legendary campaigns are like some of the best things you've ever done in a video game. But yeah, Halo, just everything about it. The moment you turn it on, man, like best soundtrack in history.
Yeah.
Master Chief, the gameplay mechanics, the stages of it, the campaign. I'm a PlayStation fanboy, and even long after that, like I used to bag out Xbox a lot. But Halo is like probably the greatest shooter of all time. Like, I mean, I got huge into Destiny too, and Destiny was never Halo. You know, and that's the reason I got into Destiny, because it was made by the guys who did Halo. So, but yeah, I think Halo. There was a few others. Gears of War was all right too, and the Fable series I really enjoyed. But that kind of stopped. Like I joke all the time. I'm a Sony fanboy, but I joke all the time that all Xbox has is like 3 franchises. You know, Forza, Halo, Gears of War. That's all they have. And then even now, like Microsoft Flight Simulator just got announced for PlayStation. So Xbox is like, I don't even think they'll be around next year, bro. I genuinely don't think we'll have Xbox systems anymore. I think they'll still make games, but I don't think we'll have Xbox systems in a year or two, which is a shame. And they've been around a really, I mean, they lasted longer than Sega, you know, so, but yeah, Halo for Xbox. I'm sure there's been other exclusives, but I am a Sony fanboy. I could list so many Sony franchises that blow everything out of the water, like mascots, you know what I mean? Like, like Nintendo style mascots, like Disney style mascots, man. Like Sony did that shit. So, and I'm not even huge on the mascot games. It's more the you know, the big single player story driven adventure games that get me. So yeah, but I'd love the Halo Master Collection or whatever it is to come to PlayStation. If that did, I would be all up in that shit. I'd stream the shit out of it too. I never got to play the last one, so hopefully, I mean, they've already got Forza on PlayStation, Flight Simulator, so hopefully Xbox Halo is next. It would be the last one though. Like, there's nothing bigger than Halo on Xbox, except maybe Microsoft Flight Simulator, and that's coming. So
yeah. Did you ever watch the series, the Halo series?
Yes, I did, and I had very mixed feelings about it. I mean, even when it was announced, I was so happy when it was announced, man. Like, the money that they were putting towards it, the studio behind it. Not that Amazon had done much at the time, but you were like, fuck, they've got money. The dude that was cast as Master Chief was brilliant. He's Sabretooth's younger brother, too. The Sabretooth from the Marvel movies. He's Sabretooth's younger brother in real life. Pablo Schreiber. The first episode alone was like the video game. Like the last 15 minutes of the first episode, like Master Chief in action. But the whole series as a whole, like I won't even get into it, but like the Asian chick in it, there was just the pirate stuff with what's his name, the fucking, I can't think of his name, but the cunt out of Fast and Furious and shit, bald dude, like he's so annoying, such a cliche shitty actor. I enjoyed it, and then the second series got even better, and they cancelled it. So, but it was there was a lot of shit in that show that was like, what are you doing? But there was also a lot of stuff in there, the way they did the law, the way they did the Covenant. I just the soundtrack too, like just anytime you heard the music, like the music for the Covenant theme, Master Chief's theme, all of it. It's just, it is a shame that it failed, because I mean they spent $500 million on that show in 2 seasons. It is a shame that it failed, but yeah, it was they changed it too much. Like the Halo fanboys and franchises are pretty revered, sacred thing. You know what I mean? Like Doom, you know, and it took them a while to get Doom right and the Doom guy right. Master Chief is that same type of character, you know, like he's a badass, but he's not exactly a character. You know what I mean? Like he's a voiceless antagonist and that. But in saying all that, I liked what they did with that guy and the Spartan program and how they were emotionless fucking warriors, bro. Like I really, really liked it. Like it reminded me of Universal Soldier and shit. So yeah, it was a shame that it didn't work out. But I did have very mixed thoughts on it. I wanted it to be so good, bro. Like I remember for the longest time, they were going to make a movie, and the guy who did District 9 was going to make it. For the longest time, he was attached to it, but it was only about $200 million, and he was trying to get more. Then they wouldn't do it. It fell through. Then they gave it to Denis Villeneuve, the dude who did Arrival and Dune and all of that. And they were going to give him $300 million, and he ended up pulling out because he got Dune handed to him, and he'd always wanted Dune. And then they ended up making the show for $500 million, and the show was shit. So it was just like, we should have just got the Neil Blomkamp $200 million. I mean, look what he did with District 9, and that was fucking $80 million movie, man. So I would have loved to have seen that guy had a crack at it. I really, really enjoy his movies. And Denis Villeneuve, the dude who did Dune, he would have killed it. But Dune is much more important to him and to cinema. So, yeah.
Because Netflix is the first season of From Rob Sin is on Netflix now. So, I don't know.
Netflix is like it's weird way Netflix are doing it. No, I don't think they're going to pick it up. I think Netflix just get the license for old shows, bro. I have never seen Netflix pick up a cancelled show and continue it. Okay. You know what I mean? I've seen Amazon do it. And even now, like Westworld. Westworld got cancelled. The guy who made Westworld was the dude who made Fallout. Now, as soon as Westworld got cancelled, they picked him up to do Fallout on the premise that if Fallout went well, they would let him finish Westworld at a lesser budget, and Fallout went more than well, and they rushed in the second season of Fallout. So I'm hoping that we find, like, immediately after that, we get season 5 of Westworld. But that was a part of the plan. Amazon, though, who knows with them? They throw that much money at that much shit, though, that they can do it. You know, the amount of money they threw at the Lord of the Rings TV show, Westworld would cost them nothing. So, yeah, I'd love to see that finished. And he's Christopher Nolan's brother, Jonathan Nolan, does Westworld. And Christopher Nolan helped write the first season of it, which says why the first season is so fucking good, too. Mm-hmm. I love them, too. The Nolans, the Villeneuves, and Blomkamps, man. Sci-fi. Yeah, fucking best fucking genre.
So, like, obviously you being a Sony fan, but what's your fit? Wow, I know one of your favorite games. You got bloody steering wheel in your stream, the racing games. But like, as a kid, with the PlayStation game, what was your favorite PlayStation game?
Metal Gear 1.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, just for iconic, just for the moment you turned it on. Bum, 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 bum. Like it was just like The Rock. Do you remember The Rock? The movie The Rock?
Mm-hmm.
I loved that movie. Like Nicolas Cage was one of my, so was Sean Connery. And I remember the when they infiltrate The Rock, they go in the little scoop. And then a year later, we got Metal Gear. And there's no way that he could have copied that either, because he would have been making that for years, right? So here was The Rock, one of the biggest Hollywood movies of all time, and they had this epic, the way they infiltrate The Rock. It's like the best scene in the movie, bro. They infiltrate The Rock, they come up into the fuck, and here Hideo Kojima was making a video game where he was essentially doing the exact same fucking thing. Like, you know, it wasn't The Rock, but it was like a prison, and just the way it was. Like, it looks like shit. You go back, watch it now. It looks like shit. I mean, like, back in the day, man, like, even before Tomb Raider, you know, like, there'd never been cutscenes, bro. Like, even Final Fantasy, like, the cutscenes were all, like, the characters walking around and then speech bubbles and shit. Like this was voice acted, motion captured, like it was a movie. It's a video game that just happened to be a stealth game. And so like, and it was a hard game too, bro. Like for a kid, it was a hard game, man. Like there was stuff that you had to figure out outside the box, and like fucking plugging your controller into a different port to defeat one of the bosses. Like that shit was just, it was 1997 or 98 when they released that. Like it's fucking way ahead of its time. Resident Evil 3, all the Resident Evils, but Resident Evil 3, Nemesis, I think was one of the standout, like it was right towards the end of the PS1 too. But again, cutscenes in that, which is mental. I remember Raccoon City getting nuked. Jill, hot as shit. The Nemesis himself looked fucking just like I'd never seen CGI like it, you know, like we'd never even had CGI in movies that looked like that. And then I know everyone picks the other one, but for me, Final Fantasy VIII. Everyone picks 7. For me, it was 8. And again, the cinematics and the visuals of the game. Gameplay was brilliant. 2-disc, first game I ever played that was like, not like it was like fucking, you played like 60 hours and then it was like insert disc 2. You were like, what the fuck? Like, you know, like that was mental, you know, like, them 3 would be like for PS1. That would be 100% the biggest influence on me. I'd throw a Tekken in there just for, like, we already had Mortal Kombat's, but Tekken changed fighting games. And like Armor King, a wrestling bloke in a fighting game. Like, I was like, yes. Gran Turismo 2. Gran Turismo 2. I already loved racing games, but Gran Turismo 2 was like something that I played legitimately for like 2 years. Like it was that big of a game that I just played it obsessively for like 2 years. From 13 to 15, basically played that nonstop. So yeah, but if I was to pick the best one of all, or the biggest impact on me, Metal Gear, Final Fantasy VIII, it'd probably be tied between them two, just for the cinematic, like. And I'm not even like cinematic, adventure-driven kind of fucking button prompt games. They can be awesome to look at and fun to play through, but there's not much gameplay.
Yeah,
I just love games that have got the balls to tell a story. And Metal Gear, especially, like even then, I loved thrillers and espionage and conspiracies and government dodginess and shit like that. And Metal Gear was that all over. You know what I mean? Like the dude, there's so, like, even we played through 3 recently, the remaster of it, and it's a 21-year-old game, and there are so many themes and elements in it that I was like, man, this shit fucking stands up today.
Yeah.
And like this dude wrote this 20 plus years ago, you know what I mean? Like, and there's stuff that's happening in the world today. And you're like, fuck, this hits a bit too close to home, you know? Like, and it, like even just the way he predicted warfare and shit, you know, like the drones and fucking private military corporations, and like he predicted all of it, like in video games. And those video games, when they came out, were considered so far-fetched and out there and different, and like they're not now, are they? You know what I mean? Like the guy was on the money, man. And then Final Fantasy, just for gameplay, story, and just like a world. Like fucking those games were just too big. You know, getting in your ship, flying around the world, landing anywhere, random encounters and shit. Like it was just, like I still don't think I ever found every secret in Final Fantasy VIII, like ever. You know, and I put probably 200 hours into a playthrough on that game. Easy, just trying to push everyone to level 99, which is like pointless. No reason to do it once you pass level 60. Like, but yeah, definitely for me, they would be the biggest. For Nintendo, 64. Anything that come out on the rare, so Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Banjo-Kazooie. Like, I actually think Banjo-Kazooie is like the best. Like, out of Mario, Zelda, Banjo, Conker's Bad Fur, that all of them, Banjo-Kazooie is the one for me. But those 3D adventure games, like, we hadn't had Crash Bandicoot at that point either. Like, and even then, Crash Bandicoot is like a linear follow a path game, whereas those Zelda, Mario, and Crash Bandicoot, Banjo-Kazooie were all like open world, explore, 3D, go do what you want. They were platformers. Like, because like even for me, like I've never been able to play platformers since those games.
Okay.
Like side-scrolling 2D platformers, I can't do it anymore. We ventured into the 3D realm over 30 years ago.
Yeah.
So like I can't do it anymore. There's nothing wrong with the gameplay, but like we're so much past that I just can't do basic side-scrolling mechanics anymore. I can play them, but they bore me.
They're not your
So
favorite.
yeah. So for Nintendo, it'd be them, like the Rare and GoldenEye, of course, but Rare made all of them, bro. Rare were Nintendo's golden boys, Perfect Dark, GoldenEye, all the 3D adventure games. So yeah, definitely that. And GoldenEye was the tits. Like GoldenEye was. I remember saying until Halo, GoldenEye was the best shooter. And there was a long time between Halo and GoldenEye, about 8 years. So, if they did a modern remaster, just 100% ground up Unreal Engine GoldenEye remake, it would fucking sell so well. Just the multiplayer alone, it would sell so well. People would go fucking mental for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would probably be the core of what started it all for me as a kid. Greatest memories, anyways, of games back then.
With you mentioned Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
What was your like favorite Pokemon? Because obviously there's been loads.
Cubone.
Oh, okay.
Cubone, yeah. Yeah, Cubone. It's his story. It's his design too. His design. I love his design. Like he's a dinosaur. You know what I mean? Like he's a little dinosaur, a little brutal cunt, little angry dinosaur.
Yeah.
But his story is like it's really messed up, even for Pokemon. He literally is wearing his mother's skull as armor and using a part of her body as a weapon.
Bone.
So yeah, it's hardcore. But he's just adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Even like, all right, so for back in the day, I mean, Charmander, man. Charmander, like the TV show. Do you remember that episode?
Yeah.
The Leaf, like that is still like I would get emotional watching that now. Like it's like you're like watching an animal nearly die, essentially. It's like what you know what I mean? Like, and Charmander was a little cunt. Charmeleon, he was an arsehole. Charizard was the worst. You know what I mean? But like everybody was obsessed with like Charmander was just adorable. Charmeleon looked awesome, like brutal, but like smart ass. And then Charizard, everybody wanted, but he was the worst Pokemon you could ever fucking have. You might as well have a Snorlax than have a fucking Charizard. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, growing up, like for starter Pokemon, 100%. Like out of the three, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Charmander all day, every day, bro. Depending on what you're doing, anyways. If you weren't planning on fighting Misty early, you'd be sweet. You kick the shit out of Brock. Pikachu was overrated, in my opinion. But by the time the movie come around, like Pikachu is the most important Pokemon, like straight up. Pikachu and Ash, their story is the most important story. But yeah, probably Charmander. Overall, Cubone, I was very attached to. I loved the fighting ones. I loved a lot of the fighting And then like just how what, like Marchamp had his belt and shit. I thought that was sick.
Yeah.
Hitman Chan, Hitman Lee, loved them. Was a big Scyther and what was the other one? You picked out the two, Electabuzz. Scyther and Electabuzz. Was a big fan of Scyther. And then for the newer ones, I can't think of its name. He was a fighting style. He was blue and black. He was like a standing dog.
Oh, it begins with an owl.
An owl, yes. The reason being, to me, and this is where my red Cubone thing came from, he was Nightwing to me. I had one look at him and I seen Nightwing. Like his style. He even had little buttons. He 100% on first look, he reminded me of Nightwing. It's not Lucario, is it?
Lucario, yep.
Lucario, yeah. And the one I was thinking of was I was confusing it with the legendary that starts with L, the flying one.
Yes, Lucario's the main one. The little one is called, like the first version of it is called Railu. Believe how you say it. Riolu. I don't know how to say it. I'm gonna get slaughtered for saying it like that. But
Lucario though, the standing, and he had like the horns and like two buttons and shit. So he was definitely my favorite, and I mean, because like I remember, was Y or Diamond Pearl or one of them. I don't know, one of the more recent ones. I played one of them, and they had completely different starter Pokemon, and I was just like, yeah, he looks cool, pick him. And then I seen a bit of art of him as Nightwing, and it was where I got the idea for Red Hood Cubone, because I seen this. He looked perfect. Had the mask, the emblem on the chest, had the buttons, armored up, and then I was like, Red Hood is Cubone. Red Hood Cubone. They're orphans. Like the helmet, everything. So yeah, Cubone. Actually, you've seen the helmet, haven't you? I'll grab it.
I believe so. Yeah, my favorite. I got into it late. Obviously, you gotta love Pikachu.
3D printed.
Like Pikachu is the thing. Like I feel like Pikachu is like the yeah, that's sick. That's so cool, man. Raw. Yeah, let me put you full screen. Hold on. There we go. That's sick. That's so cool.
Yeah, and it full like went over your head, like you sat like that. You're seeing through the eyes.
That's cool. Yeah, like I was saying, I feel like Pikachu is like the Mickey Mouse version of, like he's like the main one. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, no, 100%. He's the poster child.
Yeah.
100% the poster child. Like, yeah, and Mickey. I feel like Mickey's almost an unfair but a perfect comparison too. Because like Mickey's the man, but he cops it a lot too. So Pikachu, it's the same thing. Yeah, it's a good comparison.
My favorite is Chimchar. I don't know if you know that is a little monkey.
Yeah. Little smart ass fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was I'm thinking around the 300, 400 by the time they were up to there.
Yeah.
I was honestly, I was pretty good till they got to about 350. Like even, I mean, the original 151, bro, I used to be able to recite. You know what I mean? The original 151, I used to be able to recite. Then the 250, and then they brought in the legendaries and that. I remember one of the last ones I played, I was raging. There was one called Klefki. It was literally a set of keys. Yeah. Like, and then there was another one that was like a mop. And then there was another one that was like a lamp. And I just remember thinking at that point, I was about halfway through the game. It was like they were like animated objects, basically. Yeah. And I was like, wow, they're scraping the bottom of the fucking barrel here. Like, we've officially ran out of Pokemon to make. We're now just looking around and fucking remote control them on. Like,
Yeah.
Fucking, I just thought at that point we'd gone too far.
Did you ever play Pokemon Go when that came out?
No, but my missus, my mother-in-law, they were all obsessed with it. I went on the walks. But I wasn't playing it myself. No, I will not do mobile video games. I refuse to. I'm just not going to take up any storage or any space or mobile video games are fucking toxic, bro. Like they're the future, sadly, but they're helping kill the video game industry and they're helping make dumb people get more exposed to video games. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of them, but the Pokemon Go is a wonderful thing. It genuinely, like, especially around COVID and shit, like there was a time, bro, where it was bringing people together. Like there was massive events around us, man. Like, like when you'd see, like you just see gatherings, like fucking 30, 40, and you're like, what the fuck's going on? They're fucking Pokemon, bro. So like, I wasn't going to hate on it at all. I know people that were hating on it, but I wasn't going to hate on it at all. I seen it as something wonderful. And the actual premise behind the idea to just get people out exercising to go capture Pokemon, like fucking bravo Nintendo, man, bravo. But yeah, it's still a thing, bro. There are still so many people that still play it.
I'm not gonna lie, I was literally just playing it.
Yeah, there you go, man. So
I play it with the little one as well.
The mother-in-law loves it too. My missus still pulls it out every now and then. No, nothing wrong with it, bro. Never for me personally. But I thought it was a brilliant idea. An interactive world type stuff like that is really, really cool. Like being a kid, and it would have been a whole new world being a kid in today's, like, we grew up differently. To literally, like, be a young child and have your parent like move the phone around and there's a fucking poke, like you'd be like, what the? You'd be looking behind the phone like, what the? You know what I mean? So like, yeah, that shit's amazing to me. But it's still going strong 5 years later. So yeah, good on them.
Yeah, because we recently got my little girl into it, and she could not believe that there was a stop on her school.
yeah, bro. Well, I mean, we in this suburb we were living in when it first came out, there was just not much around us, and it, like, the game created its own stops and meeting points in these random places in this fucking shitty little suburb that had no shopping centers or anything on it, and there's just these congregations around at a school or a church, or like the way it turned whatever landmark it could into a destination. It was the same. Even actually, I noticed station car parks, man. Missus would come from work and I'd be there to meet her, and there would be like 20 people, and they would be like outside the station kind of roaming and all just like they haven't come off the train or whatever, like they're just there for some Pokemon thing. So that was really cool to see. Really, really cool to see at a time when the world needed it. Needed shit, especially in Melbourne, bro. It was really, really bad for us. So,
because they locked down your country, did they not?
They locked down the entire country, and Melbourne had the longest prolonged lockdown in the world. We did a total of 3 months nonstop. And we were on and off in the space of a year and a half. We were on and off for 9 months. In the space of a year and a half, we had 9 full months of lockdown, including a 90 to 100 day streak. And during that whole time, I had to work. I was the only industry in all of the country that was still working.
Isn't that typical?
It was horrible. I hated it. At first it was all right, but it was like everyone else was home, bro. Everyone else was home, and it wasn't doing good for people that were home too. Like, people were fucking going nuts. But like, when your life was nothing but wake up, go to work, come home, stay indoors, like it was and the missus, because she wasn't working, she was miserable and sad and angry and broke, and it's just a shitty time, bro. Like we went from being 3 months away from flying to Japan to the end of the world, bro. You know what I mean? So yeah, it all fell apart very quickly.
Yeah. Well, one thing with lockdown for me personally, and this is a good segue, even though it's not, but it is in lockdown 2020. That's when I got into Star Wars. So I was never really, like, I knew obviously the main characters. I knew who Darth Vader was. When people used to come to school and as Darth Vader and so on, and now you would call it a cosplay, but back then it was called like fancy dress.
Yeah.
But like,
it is more acceptable now.
In 2020
and shit.
In lockdown, that's when I got into it, even though I watched them backwards like an idiot. So yeah, my first one was Revenge of the Sith.
The best one.
The best one. I watched the best one first, like an idiot. And then I rewatched them properly because it was doing my nuts.
You'll be like, man, this guy's really upset with this Anakin. Like, what do you do? Fucking
yeah.
Really upset.
So yeah, and then that got me hooked. So yeah, like the little one and the missus would obviously go to bed. This because obviously I speak to you late at night sometimes when you're not late at night for you, but late at night for me when treatment. And yeah, they'd be asleep and I'd just be up on my own, bored out of my ass. Again, we couldn't go outside. Not that I would at 2 o'clock in the morning, but so yeah, I'd just shove on a series or a film or whatever. So yeah, that's what got me into Star Wars. What got you into it?
Being born. Fucking being born, bro. My dad had a pretty mean VHS collection. A collection of bought ones and then taped ones. But he was like mathematical, like categorize. Everything had the title, the year it came out, the rating, fucking like, home recorded VHSs. And my dad had, Star Wars 77, PG, fucking everything. So like cinema was something that like just opening the tape box. Fucking, so it was like the holy grail, as long as I could remember, both households had them, mum and dad. I don't ever exactly remember watching Star Wars with dad, but they were always there. And then when Phantom Menace come out, and I was like 11, 12. Yeah. I remember him. Do you want to see the new Star Wars movie? Yes, I do. We went and seen it. He enjoyed it. I remember that. Like he did enjoy it. And then 14, 15, Clone Wars. And we went and seen that and he hated it. And I loved Clone Wars at the time. Look back on it now, but he hated it. And basically, like, he was done with Star Wars after that movie. Like, he fucking hated it. And then I remember, like, me and my cousin at the time, like, we were just obsessed. And we were talking about that. And it was like, our fucking parents fucking hate the new movies. And they're so fucking good. The old movies are so shit. They don't know what they're talking about. Fuck. So that was it. Like, we were upset. And by then, too, already, like, I remember on the 64... they had Shadows of the Empire, which is one of the most underrated Star Wars games of all time. Pod Racer on the 64 again. I mean, Star Wars, as long as I can remember, was there in video games. But, like, I literally could not tell you my first memory of Star Wars or tell you, like, it's just there. My first memory of Star Wars was probably something to do with Obi-Wan. Something probably to do with Obi-Wan, Ghost Force, fucking strike me down and I will become stronger. Like something to do with that. Yoda. I loved Muppets. So like Yoda was a Muppet to me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like even as a kid, I was like, that's a Muppet. That's a Muppet. That's not. You know, and then at the end, you'd seen like Jim Henson Productions. I was like, it's a Muppet. He's a Muppet. Yoda is a fucking Muppet. So like that connection alone. Same with like Pan's Labyrinth and shit like that. I wasn't huge on Pan's Labyrinth. The girls were, but I grew up with all of that. And that was Jim Henson too. So like that alone like drew me into it. I was more a Han fan than Luke. Like I was Han all over. Luke actually kind of throughout the whole trilogy. It wasn't until Return of the Jedi that I thought Luke was like cool. Pretty much from the moment he showed up on Jabba's barge in the black, cool as a cucumber, playing tricks on him and shit. But first movie couldn't stand him. Second movie couldn't stand him. Wanted to be Han because I was in love with Leia. You know, so yeah, and Lando. Was a big Lando fan. Felt genuinely like pissed off when Lando betrays him in the second one. And then like comes back to help him. I was like, yeah, good man. But yeah, as long as I can remember, bro, they were there. Like I remember the hype for Phantom Menace, and I mean, there hadn't been a Star Wars movie since before I was born. But it was fucking nuts. Like, and I still remember, like, I still look at Phantom Menace very fondly. You know, I still like it takes me back to that feeling of watching it when I was a kid. I still hate Jar Jar. I still love Qui-Gon. I still love Darth Maul. And I still laugh at nearly every single bit of dialogue that little Anakin has. But he was a fucking 8-year-old kid, man. Like, what did you expect? Like, and Natalie Portman. She was the princess and I've spoken about this. Carrie, back in the day, Carrie was our fucking parents' princess. And then Natalie Portman was for, and then now Rey. Especially the English thing, man. I don't know what it is. Like, and I'm not into super skinny little girls either. Like, but they've really like the casting of Leia, Padme, and then Rey is like, they've just set in stone generations of boys that are going to fucking love Star Wars girls no matter what. Yeah, and then you look at where we're at with Star Wars now. Like I'm very happy to be with where we're at Star Wars now, and I'm not going to fucking rag on absolutely every new thing we get and say that it's not like Star Wars, because the Star Wars that we had was very, very limited. You know what I mean? Like, we had very little access to it, and then everything that Disney's doing now, or Mando, or everything, is all from the extended universe. And when Disney bought Star Wars, people were like, no, fucking... And they essentially said, we're wiping this all out. Anything that's not done by George Lucas, we're wiping it all out. It was never exactly canon in the first place. You know, anything that was the movies was canon. And then all the books and the comics and everything, like the comics were done by Marvel, Dark Horse, DC, 30, 40 different authors for all the different books. Like, Lucas just like okayed it. He never said it was like, but to the massive Star Wars audience outside of the movies, that was everything. You know what I mean? And then Disney bought it, and Disney were like, all right, we're retconning this stuff. People were like, what the fuck? No. And now Disney are literally like single-handedly just bringing it all back bit by bit. And people are still complaining because it's not the old Star Wars, but all the canon shit that came in between old Star Wars and now was everything that they relied on and got upset about when it was taken away. And now we're getting it back. We got the greatest access to it ever, and we just want to fucking complain, man. Like, I'm like, even the Acolyte, hit or miss that show, right? Hit or miss. But the direction of the show, where it was headed and where it ended, and we're never going to get to see more of it. And it ended with Darth Plagueis.
Yep.
And we're never going to get to see that, because a bunch of internet fanboys got butthurt that there were Asian, black, and female characters in the show. Like, it's fucked, man. Like, especially in a world where, like, bruh, if you want to whitewash Star Wars, like, it's a universe full of galaxies and aliens and barely any women. There's like 2 women in the whole Star Wars universe. Like, fucking reproduction must be a bitch. But what I don't get is in a world that's so alien, so distant, so unlike anything that we could ever interpret or imagine, that people have a fucking problem with different colored fucking people and female Jedis. And but we had Captain Phasma, the greatest stormtrooper of all time, 7 foot tall fucking female. But they didn't have a problem with her when she was kicking fucking dude's ass in Game of Thrones. You know what I mean? With the sword, like, you know what I mean? And then we've got Leia. Regardless of the newer movies, Leia was a princess and idol to girls worldwide, and every dude wanted her, right? And she was a badass. She fucking stood up to Darth Vader like a fucking boss, man. You know, like, and then where she got later in the franchise, the powers were a bit whack. They didn't explain it, but in the books, she literally becomes like Jedi Grandmaster. So, like, no complaints there. I don't get it, bro. Like, it's the Acolyte had a lot of good going for it. It's literally like even the Space Witch stuff and the lesbians and all. It was all George Lucas. It's in Ashoka, like the Space Witches and shit. They're joked about that it's some lesbian witch cult. Lucas invented them. Like, he invented them and wanted it. If he had done the J.J. Abrams movies, that's what it was going to be about. The Willies and all that shit. All the fucking the space whales and the space witches and all the weird shit. All the weird shit that we're now getting anyways, the people are complaining about, was what George Lucas wanted to do originally. So it shits me, bro. Like, I'm a massive Star Wars fan, but I can't stand Star Wars fans anymore. Like, people that just want to complain about it. Like, we're in the great. It's like same with Marvel, bro. We're in the greatest age we've ever had. Yeah, it's oversaturated, but do you want to go back 20 years when we didn't have anything at all? Or do you just want to have oversaturated? Like, what do you want? Do you want nothing? Or do you want access to everything and there's going to be good and bad in there? That's like the comics, bro. That's why comics don't last, why some characters do. Like, not everything's good, not everything's likable, but if you keep grabbing from all the resource material, you're going to end up with a lot of stuff, bro, like, that you haven't seen before, you know? Like, so it's killing me. Like, I think Mando's gone downhill, but yet everything new that it's brought in and done, and Grogu and the movie and the Mando, like, it's all fucking sick. You know, Mando himself, they watered down. They made the show not about him. You know, like, but fuck, bro, I still love it. I still eat it up like fucking the greatest thing in the world, you know? Like, and then even when they did that bloody gang episode with the kids and the fucking little scooter bikes and shit, everyone got upset, bro. Everyone was like, oh, this is the dumbest thing Star Wars has ever done. They look so stupid. How is it any different to anything we've seen in, like, the prequels? Like, you remember the Death Sticks guy? Like, the nightclub scene, and every single person that was, like, an extra in that scene looked exactly like what these kids looked like on Tatooine. You know, like, and like, even just because the way they spoke, they're young, hip, little gangster wannabes on Tatooine. They're not going to sound normal. Nothing in the Star Wars universe is going to sound normal. They got these flashy, high-tech motorbikes and shit. They're pretty full of themselves. Like, I don't know, like, but it's just, if you look back in the reviews, people say that's the worst single episode or, like, media that Star Wars has ever done, because it had kids in it that were being goofy and having fun and doing, like we've lost our sense of wonder.
Yeah.
Like, even I seen Simon Miller say it the other day about Darby Allin bringing a flamethrower out, and people were like, this is fucking dumb, this is fucking stupid. And he was like, okay, if you told me 13-year-old Simon Miller during the Monday Night War that Sting was going to come out with a flamethrower and attack Hollywood Hogan, I'd be losing my fucking shit. This is the greatest thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, and he was just talking about how we've lost that sense of it's wrestling. We're meant to suspend your disbelief or whatever, or believe in a character. And when it comes to Star Wars, it's the exact same thing, bro. Like, everybody's got a blueprint for what they want it to be now. Like, either super dark or super good, or there's just, you're not allowed to do anything in between. It has to be set in a certain way. And so many people think they own the property. Not even George Lucas owns the property. You know, like, he created it. He has the biggest influence on it. But the fact that he sold it and gave away all, like, it's, and even still, even before he sold it, he was selling rights to the store. Like, fucking, there's like 100 books that were all made, and he sold the rights to do it. And like Game of Thrones style, he was like, you can't do this, this, and that, but you're allowed to do anything else. You know what I mean? You can create your story in this timeline around these characters. You can't affect these characters. That's it. And then everything that they did is what we're getting now. And all people want to do is fucking complain about it. Like, it's just, it's killing me, bro. Like, absolutely killing me. Like, it's hard to be a Star Wars fan these days because, like, even if you enjoy something, you're going to get attacked.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, we can't do, like, even Grogu, bro. People come after Grogu so hard, and he's the most adorable. And, like, to take his adorable out and it, like, he's a character who has a story and a history, and it's going to become so important. And if they, I mean, we don't know about him in the future, man. If they do anything to him, like, it's going to be fucking, like, it's going to be bad, man. Like, if they do something to him, like, it'll be like Han Solo bad. Like, so yeah, I love Star Wars. I'm all for it. It has, yeah, everything they've done recently hasn't been perfect, but they've also done a lot of good. At the end of the day, we have more access to it now than we've ever had in our lives.
Yep.
I'm not going to complain about that. I'm going to try. I haven't soaked up all of it, but I enjoy what I enjoy, and I don't enjoy what I don't enjoy. But I'm not going to go out of my way to complain about the stuff that I don't enjoy, and I'm not going to go out of my way to attack people that are enjoying the stuff that I don't enjoy, which I think that's what Star Wars has become.
Yep.
You know, like, it's what fandoms are becoming. Marvel, the Disney stuff, bro. Disney, like, they've done so much good, but they're just always going to do bad in the eyes of the, you know what I mean? And they've done so much good. Disney have given us, like, Disney are doing the Ready Player One route, bro. They're buying up everything and getting us to the point where they're like, oh, you want to see this shit and this shit together? We'll fucking give it to you, you know? But it's like, they're the ones who have to go out and invest, essentially, you know, buy a franchise. And so, yeah, I think we're spoiled for choice at the moment. And I think a lot of the complaints too, they always come from the older generation. And I'm the older generation too. And I'm like torn in the middle, and it shits me, bro. Like, I grew up with the older ones complaining about what we were into. And then I'm one of the ones where the newer movies come out and I enjoyed some of them, but you're like, this is shit. And then it's like, in 20 years time, you're going to realize our kids are going to love these movies. The prequels were for us. The originals were for our parents, bro. Like, it's, you know, as long as Star Wars continues, bro, who cares? Who fucking cares? Who fucking cares, man? You know what I mean? Like, let it go for 200 years, bro. Please, let it go for 200 years. Like, I don't care. If it can last as long as Lord of the Rings, which means another 50 years, it's got to last. It's done its job. It's already done its job. It's a cultural impact, but the way people are going about it now, I don't know how much longer it's going to last or how much more we're going to get it because of the negative impact to it. But it is a damn shame. But it is pretty much it'd be in the top 3, loves in my life up there. I'll show you one day, but my whole thigh is tattooed Star Wars. Pretty much from my kneecap to fucking 2 inches below me ball sack, bro. Is the Empire. Nothing but the Empire. Vader surrounded by all different, and it's undead too. It's zombie, undead, traditional, flowers, corpse style tattoo. 50s, 60s art, bold, undead, but colorful, and it's Vader surrounded by the Empire, with the big fucking Empire logo, Vader, Stormtrooper, AT-AT pilot, Imperial Guard. And I was meant to get the Mandalorian, the Mandalorian logo on my kneecap. But I bailed because even just getting my elbow done was hard enough. There was no way I was going to be able to get my kneecap done. So I bailed on it. But it essentially, my design was 2/3 done. It was meant to be my whole leg. There was going to be Empire on top and then Rebellion on the bottom.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah, would have been Empire, then the Mandos, because the Mandos are in the middle, and then the Rebellion on the bottom. But I haven't got it done. I haven't even got it touched for about 8 years. But yeah, I've got a few different fandoms tattooed on me, and Star Wars is one of the ones that takes up most of the room on my body. Vader is my whole thigh. So, yeah.
Did you watch the most recent Grogu Mandalorian and Grogu
the trailer? Yes, I did. He's talking now at the end of it. It was odd. No more yes, no. Yeah, no, it looks awesome. It's hard to tell what's going on, and it does look like an extended episode because of some of the things that you see in the episodes. I think no matter what, though, I think this will be the end of the Mandalorian's story.
Yeah.
I think Grogu will continue and become something huge and bigger further in the universe. But I think it's going to be the end of the Mandalorian storyline. Because even as it was, Pedro's too busy. I mean, he's not even doing it anymore. He's recording lines.
Yeah.
The dude is not even on set.
Yeah, it's a stuntman.
Yeah, it's John Wayne's son. So yeah, it's pretty sad. He's too busy. So I think that they need to move on. And rather than stretch it out and make it shit, I think the movie was the reason that they've done it. That it'll be the end of his story, probably the start of a giant Mandalorian war. And Grogu will either become, I don't know, he's we don't know where he lies in the future. If he's even there in the future. But I don't know, just something being what he is and as powerful as he is, I can't see a way to take him off at the table. But all I can think is he's going to either end up in the place that Anakin's in, the place between the places, whatever they call it, where Anakin was training Ashoka, or he's going to end up fucking somewhere in that other universe where Thrawn was, something like that. I think there'll be some sacrifice type thing. Mando will die, Grogu will be separated, and will be thrust into a part of the world that we don't know about, and that's why he's disappeared into history or whatever. But it looks really good. It looks that the music, the sound of it, the style of it, the visuals of the show, bro. The visuals of the show were it's Star Wars. You know what I mean? It's better than fucking Star Wars. Some of the way they use CGI and puppets, live action. Nothing has ever made me feel more in a Star Wars world than the Mandalorian TV show. You know, all the different locations that he visits and the music, man. The music for Mando gets me so hard. The way they soundtrack that show, the Western themes and tones, and yeah, it's I love Mando. I love it. I still think it's great. Mando and Ashoka are the best things they've done, and Andor, but Andor's different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because we already seen the end of Andor, obviously because of
and it's a political thriller type show. You know what I mean? Like there's barely Star Wars stuff.
Yeah. Facts.
It's a prison show. It's a prison show, and there's nothing wrong with it. Like it gives more to Andor himself, which like in my opinion, Rogue One is the best Star Wars movie in the last 20 years. Like it is the best Star Wars movie in the last 20 years. It was the most unnecessary Star Wars movie. The end scene is literally the first 5 minutes of A New Hope, but they even did that differently, and you were like, whoa, like that fucking Vader boarding the ship in Rogue One compared to Vader boarding the ship in A New Hope. Oh man, like it was like watching Force Unleashed, man. Motherfucker just fucking using the Force and slamming cunts in the walls and chopping cunts in half and just fucking sick. And then same for Obi-Wan. His Anakin's performance in Obi-Wan. That was another show we didn't need, but it was so fucking good. It was so good. Like the showdowns between Obi-Wan and Anakin again, just to get that again.
Little Leia as well.
She was adorable, bro. Her casting was so fucking good. It was a bit annoying, like how is she not going to remember Obi-Wan? But yeah, she was brilliant in it. My one complaint about every single TV show they've ever done with Star Wars, when she's getting chased through the forest, bro, by the mercs, and she's just like this little 6-year-old girl, like, and the mercs are fucking falling. You got to suspend disbelief for that scene. Like Flea, Red Hot Chili Peppers, he was one of the mercs chasing her down, bro, and she's just. But still, good show, great show. I thought they had a beautiful relationship, and it gave Obi-Wan like a lot more backstory to being the way he is and being on Tatooine, and no, I loved it. And apparently we're going to get a second series of it too. So I really, really enjoyed that. Obi-Wan, fucking Ewan McGregor, bro, like he is Obi-Wan. Like it's so many people I know, like even the Jesus memes, bro, like Ewan McGregor is Obi-Wan Kenobi, and to take that title away from Alec Guinness is like
mad.
That's hard to do. Like we got a lot of good things out of the prequels, but Ewan McGregor, General Kenobi, man, like fucking start as a Padawan, General Kenobi, and then the outcast Obi-Wan Kenobi, like just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And even Qui-Gon probably made the coolest Jedi ever just to kill him in one movie. You know, like, and then if you've seen the cartoons and shit, Qui-Gon was Dooku's apprentice, and you get to see all of that too, which was really, really cool too. So yeah, I love it all, mate. I love it all. Absolutely love it all. It'd be very, very hard to pick an overall favorite character like ever in Star Wars for sure. Like I'd probably still go Han Solo. Like he's just the man. I genuinely bawled my eyes out in the cinema when Kylo killed him. Like I was so angry, so hurt, so disappointed, and still thought that in that whole trilogy, Kylo Ren had the best story arc. But I still, I hated it. Hated it. Chewie, man. Chewie's crying. Like I was like, oh. Couldn't do it. It was my childhood. Like, be like Indiana Jones. You kill Indiana Jones. tip of Star Wars. Man.
No, I'm with it. And then obviously the other main thing we're into is obviously wrestling, which I'm sure you got into that super young as well.
Yeah, as early as I can remember, I had a Stretch Armstrong, Hulk Hogan, and Andre the Giant. I can't remember. Like apparently now they'd be worth a shitload of money too. But they were from like, they even had the print on them. They were from like 84, 85, something like that. So they would have been from somewhere else before I was even fucking born. But I remember having them. And then we had Rock and Roll Wrestling, the cartoon, every Saturday morning. So this was like before wrestling was on TV, with no matter what. Like, and we already had Rocky, you know what I mean? Like I already knew full well who Hulk Hogan was. I had the figure. We had Rock and Roll Wrestling, Roddy Piper, Junkyard Dog, Andre the Giant, all of them. It wasn't truly though until WrestleMania. So the Monday Night War started. I probably started watching late '96. Mum got like pay TV, like the first pay TV provider in Australia.
Yep.
And they had TNT on it, and TNT had Nitro. And the only other access we had to normal wrestling was on Channel 10, normal TV. We had a 1 hour Superstars. You remember Superstars? Like the compilation? We had a 1 hour every weekend, late on a Saturday night, was a 1 hour compilation of the going-ons of WWE. So I was keeping up to date with WCW, watching Monday Nitro, and hearing the cheap shots and seeing the references and having people come over. And then every weekend we would watch a rundown of, what happened then. And about 2 years later, like the pay TV changed and it became Fox. Once it became Fox, we had WWE. Once it became Fox, we had Fox 8, and Fox 8 had Raw at the time. Like SmackDown wasn't even a thing. So yeah, that's like as long as I can remember. But originally, like Simon Miller, my fucking G, WCW. I am like if I was in America, bro, I'd be fucking Ric Flair. Woo! Fucking South Carolina, the Nature Boy. Like I just WCW all over. Like I'm Tony Khan, basically, bro. Like Tony Khan's the same. For him it was WCW. The NWO, Sting, cruiserweights. That's what got me into wrestling. The NWO, Sting, and cruiserweights was what got me into it back then. But yeah, as long as I could remember, kept up with it religiously really until I was about 16, 17. Then didn't watch a while. 6, 7 years, 8 years, something like that. And I didn't miss much. Like it was the Divas era and Ruthless Aggression. It was past Ruthless Aggression. It was in like smack bang in the middle of it. NXT wasn't even a thing yet. Like the Black and Gold fucking reality show wasn't even a thing. What drew me back was NXT Black and Gold. I remember SummerSlam weekend, downloading SummerSlam. It may have even been Brock Lesnar return, John Cena. And then I remember the website that I grabbed my torrents off had WWE NXT TakeOver. It's like, what the fuck is this? And it was directly under SummerSlam. Click on it, download it. It's wrestling. It's WWE. And it's, what the hell? The main event was Sami Zayn versus Cesaro. And no, it was nuts. No. It was nuts. Like, it was like I'd never seen wrestling like it. And the show ended with the debut of Finn Balor, I was done. I was in. I was back. I was a wrestling fan. A couple months later, we got Shinsuke. And in all this time, too, because, like, my mate that had got me back into it, I'd watched a little bit of Ring of Honor here and there. But my mate that got me back into it basically was, like, telling me NXT is now, like, all the dudes that you haven't seen, haven't heard of, haven't been around anything. Like, this is them. And so, like, I just, as soon as Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, I was like, and he just kept saying New Japan, New Japan, New Japan, Bullet Club, New Japan, Bullet Club, New Japan, Bullet Club. And then that was it. Like, I started looking into New Japan. Like, I had a New Japan account while it was still, like, nothing but Japanese commentary, like, before they had English commentary and shit. Like, Destino! Fucking nothing but, like, I learnt a little bit of Japanese and learnt about these characters just watching Japanese wrestling. And I remember, too, Jushin Thunder Liger was there. And Jushin Thunder Liger was someone that I had seen wrestle 20 years earlier on WCW. And I was like, and they had Muda. And Muda was one of the biggest enemies of Sting back in the day. So I was like, whoa, they got these old legends. And then I looked into their history. I seen Brock Lesnar, Kurt Angle. Fuck, I was like, all right, yeah, done. I'm in. And that was it. NXT, New Japan. And then slowly the build up of NXT stars to the main roster was what got me back onto the main roster. KO's debut
against Cena.
KO's debut in NXT, bro, was like I mean, I'd already been converted to Sammy and gone along with Sammy's story. And then Sammy gets his story and KO has his debut there and breaks his nose. I'm like, this cunt's brutal. And then he comes out later on and murders Sami Zayn. And I was like, I had never seen the fucking apron powerbomb.
Yeah.
I'd never seen one. And I'd seen about 10 of them that night. And I was like in that moment, bro, KO was like the most brutal dude I'd ever seen. It was different. And I was sold. You know, that was the next 6 months of a feud, just them two. Yeah. You know, we're getting Finn, Joe, Shinsuke, even Ty Dillinger back then, Perfect 10. You know, like, I was all on board for that. NXT for that. New Japan, though, was what got me wrestling around the world. NXT, man. NXT was just, you never heard of these dudes. And I remember I had a mate who was like, he's already at the Bullet Club and fucking Kenny Omega was already God to him, you know, like, and if it wasn't for him, not only educating me on it, but like saying, you should look into this, you should look into that. Like, he was the dude that was like, you know, it'd be like watching the main roster with someone that hasn't watched it and you're explaining everything to him. Yeah. That's what he was with NXT, but he could do so much more than that. He could tell me backstories of like, because NXT kind of acknowledged if they'd had histories in other places of the world, you know what I mean? Especially Japan. So yeah, just that mate got me into it. We started attending local shows too. Okay. Like, that's where I got to meet Ospreay the first time. And like, Ospreay was still only like Ring of Honor, New Japan at this point. Like, still doing a lot of it. Like, he was still Progress, Defy. Like, bro, Defy was still a thing. That's like, he had the Defy World Championship, and B was his missus, and she had the Women's Defy World Championship. Defy doesn't exist anymore. You know what I mean? And the What Culture one. I remember he had the What Culture title too, and that doesn't, the WCPW title, that doesn't exist anymore either. And that was like 2018, 2017, 2018. And yeah, that was the thing too. Like, I didn't realize that some of these dudes came to Melbourne. like that there was a wrestling scene in Melbourne that was big enough that was getting former WWE stars or getting these New Japan guys or whatever. And like, that was how I like basically the Osprey thing. Like I'd seen Osprey matches and my mate was like, Osprey's coming to Melbourne. We have to go see this. And I'm like, yes, we do. Yes, we do. And it was him versus Adam Brooks, who would like at the time, Adam Brooks is like a Jeff Hardy, but built more like Will Ospreay, a bit fitter, solid up. But a Jeff Hardy style, like high flying, loose ledge. And they went at it for like 25 minutes and Ospreay won and got like a standing ovation, beating the hometown hero. Like I was sold, man. Like I was so sold. And I seen Jonah for the first time that night too, Bronson Reed. And I was sold on that cunt. Like he actually scared me. Big boy. He was way fatter back then than he is now. But yeah, MCW, Melbourne Championship Wrestling. We started going to see that, and that was it. I was done. I was in, bro. And like I had friends that were training to become referees. I had another mate who was starting his own deathmatch promotion. Like I was that close to starting training for reffing. I was that close to it. And automatically it would have meant bumps too. But like I was that close to it. I was so involved in the scene for so long. And it was going to be a fitness thing, and it was something that my mate had done, and it had actually led to him getting in the ring. But it was just going to be a get involved thing. And I didn't feel I could genuinely keep up the fitness that you need as a referee to fucking be moving around, jumping around, diving for the counts and shit. I didn't think I could keep up, so I didn't go through with it. But I was very, very interested for some time. Would have been a good, because like just the behind closed doors thing. It's awesome. Sitting there as people are doing their booking, knowing the inner workings of it. Like I've got a lot of mates involved in the business, so yeah, that's pretty much it for that and why I love it. And my all-time favorite is Sting, just outright Sting and the Macho Man. Sting set the template for what I like in wrestlers, full stop, and the Macho Man was like the era of larger than life characters and shit like that. I preferred Macho Man over Hulk Hogan any day of the week. Just the way he spoke, and Spider-Man.
Yes.
Bone Crusher McGee. I got you for 3 minutes. You ain't going anywhere, boy. So yeah, Bone Crusher McGee, like that, set in stone. And WCW was already done.
Yeah.
And Macho Man hadn't been picked up by anybody. So to see him in that a year later, and he was fucking Macho Man, I was like, fuck yeah, I love Randy Savage. Yeah, rest in peace to him. He was a goat. One of the goats, bro. Like, but they're my all-time favorites for sure.
Because you would have been you said WCW. Well, I can't speak English. WCW was the main show you were watching, so you would have seen Eddie Guerrero as well, wouldn't you?
I seen Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio in the famous 1998 Halloween Havoc. We were ordering pay-per-views from 97. I think the first one we got was like Slamboree 97. I can't even remember main event of that. It was Hogan and someone. But it was that Halloween Havoc? I think it was. It was 96 or 97. It was one of them. And then, because I remember 98 was Sting and Bret Hart. And I fucking hated, like, that was the day that, like, I hate Bret Hart. I was like, I fucking hate you. I fucking, like, it was like the day I knew wrestling was like what it was and fake. But that was the day that I couldn't separate, like, the heel and the work and what you had seen. I had just seen Bret Hart, like, break Sting's neck with a baseball bat. and I fucking hated him for it. Like, it was like, that was it. I didn't care how good he was in the ring. I hated him forever. And now I take the piss because of the Goldberg shit. Bill Goldberg. But that day, like, yeah, it was. But Eddie, Jericho, Psychosis.
Yeah, Jericho.
Bro, Jericho was the GOAT. I remember Jericho coming out and doing the list. And he because he was in a feud with Dean Malenko, and Dean Malenko was known as the man of 1,000 holds. So Chris Jericho come out with a list of 1,001 holds, and it was a real list, like with his real writing, and they had given him like 4 minutes to do a promo, and he comes out and he does his thing. And they didn't know what he was going to do with his promo. And then when they realized that he was doing this list and he got like 30 names into the list, they were like, this can't be the fucking promo. And they cut to an ad break. And he just kept going. And then they come back from the ad break and he's at like number 80, number 90, something like that. Like, still just going. And the crowd, just the hate, the commentators were like, we're so sorry. We don't know what's happening here. And I just remember thinking, this is brilliant. Like, everyone hated him, and he was just like drop toe hold, arm bar with finger hold variation. You know, like he was just adding this dumb shit to these whole, like, brilliant though. Like, and he had the hair. I don't know if you ever seen Jericho's hair.
Yeah.
Different. He had Rufus, which was his personal security. Because he was taking the piss out of Goldberg so much, he had a personal security thing. And it was a fat, obese, like this cunt was obese, all his front teeth missing, had like a Mr. Burns, bald with the fucking hair around the back of his head. Ralphus. And that was Jericho's security. And Jericho, like, he just became more... Like, if you thought he was bad when he was hiding behind China, you got to see him with Ralphus, bro. Like, hiding behind this fat cunt. It just worked. He was a worm. Like, and even when he was Cruiserweight champion, he was trying to feud with Goldberg. And all you wanted was, like, Goldberg to just come out and snap him in half, bro. But, like, even then as a kid, I could see Jericho for the star that he was.
Yep.
Like, there was no other cruiserweight that was like him. You know, like, there was no other cruiserweight that got on the microphone the way he did. There was heaps of heel cruiserweights. Like, there was dick cruiserweights. There was there was just nothing like him. And then him trying to start a fight with Goldberg, you were like even as you were like, he's a cruiserweight. Goldberg's the world champion. What? Like, and then even then it was the dawn of the internet. So we were hearing the dirt sheets. Like, Jericho doesn't like Goldberg, you know, like this was like, and the feud never happened. It never happened. Like, it was Goldberg came out eventually and fucking snapped him in half, but they never had a match. This shit went on for like 6 months, bro. And to this day, they hate each other. They fucking hate each other. You know, like, and I remember that back then, like watching it and seeing the Jericho's trolling him. You know what I mean? Like, Jericho's trolling hard, bruh. But yeah, he was so good back then. Eddie was the GOAT. Like, I got to see Eddie do LWO. And I remember, like, going to school, because, like, one of my best mates, he knew wrestling. He just knew it inside out. He knew how good Eddie was before Eddie even went to WWE. He knew how good Eddie was. And I remember him marking out so hard when the LWO became a thing. Like, he was just... Like, we had NWO Black, NWO Red, then the LWO. And the LWO, at least even then, had the numbers. But it was something for Eddie to... Like, the things that he said, bro. We hadn't heard much from Eddie either. You know what I mean? Like, I remember there was a bit. I think I spoke about this not long ago. He accused someone of stealing his shit from the locker room. And he called the police. Eddie Guerrero accused someone of stealing his shit. Called the police.
Yeah. Now,
WCW back then had a lucha locker room. So they had normal locker room. They had Hogan and National, them had their own locker rooms. And then there was like a general locker room, but the cruiserweights and the luchas were all in their own locker room. and most of the cruiserweights in WCW were luchas. So Eddie says some shit's been stolen. They assemble. It's one of the. You've got to look up this skit. It's one of the best skits I've ever seen. They assemble like 5 luchas, all with their mask, and Eddie seen the person from behind without a mask. So he's like, "Oh no, Holmes, you know the guy I seen his face, you know, I don't know it." So the cops make the luchas take off their mask, and all the luchas are like, no, we can't. And the cop is like, they explain it, and Eddie's like, "Oh, you know, camera," and he like tells the camera, like, "Go around, film it from behind. Like, he's like, "I respect you, Holmes. I respect you. You know, I get it. I'm not as ugly as you. I get it. I'm Mexican." Like, he's taking the piss out of him so hard, bro. And then, so it's a whole skit of them unmasking, filmed over the shoulder, with the copper standing behind him, and every time they unmask, Eddie's like, "Oh, yeah, oh, Holmes, yeah." Like, it's just, he shreds them all, bro. Goes through 5 guys, and then the copper's like, "So was it any of these guys?" "Oh, no, Holmes, it wasn't any. These guys are so ugly." Fucking funny as shit, bro. Like, it was like exactly what he did to Big Show years and years and years later in WWE. Like, it was like 97, bro. Late 97, early 98. It was before LWO. It was before he became an animal. He was already a bad guy. Lying, cheating, stealing. Lying, cheating, stealing wasn't even a thing. He was a bad guy. But he wasn't ruthless yet. He wasn't jacked yet. Like, he was a character. He was, you know, and honestly, back then, him and Jericho, they were like the only two, bro. Like, Rey Mysterio, generic as fuck. Kidman didn't say a word. All the other luchadors, which is crazy flippy guys, like, there was no personality at all in the cruiserweight division. And then you had Guerrero and Jericho. Yeah, and it makes sense too. Like, the Radicals, when Jericho went first, and then the Radicals, Guerrero, Malenko, Benoit, Perry Saturn, like, made sense
because they had.
And
go.
Out of them too, it made sense that the only Guerrero and Benoit went on to become something.
Yeah. Because if I'm right by saying WCW, they had Rey Mysterio unmasked, didn't they?
Yes, it was horrible. Kevin Nash. They put him in a feud with Kevin Nash. This is when I don't even know why they did it. I don't know how. I'd love to hear Kevin Nash try and explain this story one day, to what was the reasoning or logic behind the feud. But yeah, he unmasked Rey Mysterio. And then too, they made it out like he was hideous. Like they treated him like he had fucking Down syndrome or some shit, bro. Like, fucking something's wrong with his face. Like, he just looked like a normal kid. He looked like a normal kid, bro. Like, it was a shitty story. It was a really shitty story in a time where they were doing a lot of really, really shitty stories. Like, it was right in the middle of Scott Hall being a drug. And Nash, like, they weren't really being a team anymore because Hall was unreliable and being a drunk. So Nash was picking fights with people, and it was dumb. It was just dumb. But yeah, I definitely remember it, bro, because I felt so bad for Ray.
Because was that when he was in WCW doing that stuff, when he got unmasked? Was that before or after when he was in ECW? Sorry.
After. ECW was 96. After. And then, Ray, after. Ray went from ECW to WCW.
Okay. So people would have known who he was.
Yes. Ray and Psychosis had a match in ECW. And essentially that's what put him on the map. And Heyman already had deals happening with WCW, like, you know, roster development type things where they sent him a few people. Like, they already had RVD there and shit too. This was before They done the pre-invasion angle with WWE too, when like before the buyout, it was years before, because there was an invasion angle of ECW versus WWE long before the invasion itself.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but it was none of them. All those dudes last wrestled for ECW in like late '96. The only one that went back there pre or post WCW, pre WWE was Cactus Jack, and Stone Cold, Stone Cold's ECW run was in between WCW and WWE, and that ECW run is credited as what turned him into Stone Cold. He did a promo on Bischoff on ECW. He did a promo about getting fired by WCW, and that was the start of the Stone Cold character. But yeah, Heyman was doing a lot of backroom deals with all of them back then, getting paid under the table. So he was dodgy, bro. He was doing a lot of shit. That's why fucking Tommy Dreamer wanted to kill him.
Oh, I hear it. Are you at all into Avatar, as in not Last Airbender, as in
James Cameron?
Yeah. No.
I loved the first movie. I've literally not even bothered with the second, and the third's about to come out. I've heard that it's good. Like I loved the first movie. Seeing it in 3D was amazing in 3D. Upon second or third rewatching of that movie, I realized it was Pocahontas in space. Pocahontas in space with aliens, complete with whitewashing and all. American hero, savior, alien, like people invading a land, for resources, and one of the people that is invading the land becoming the love, and it's Pocahontas, bro. And I love James Cameron. James Cameron is a brilliant writer and director. Avatar is Pocahontas. It is Pocahontas set on an alien planet. Maybe just the first one. Where he's gone since then, I don't know nor care. I know that the premise of his story was Pocahontas, and I think it's pathetic. The movie's good. I do need to get around to the second. I have heard it's really good. The games are meant to be amazing. The recent game is meant to be absolutely outstanding. But Ubisoft, and just, I don't know, man. I love James Cameron, but I wish he'd go back to making Terminator movies and Alien movies. It's me and the missus literally spoke about this the other day. I'm kind of angry at him, you could say, that he's dedicated 20 years of his life to make 3 movies.
Okay, yeah,
like, you know what I mean? I understand it. I get it. Like he's reinvented the way movies are made. You know what I mean? He took the Lord of the Rings template with the CGI and motion capture and took it to a level that nobody could ever do. The 3D, but like literally, like I remember even Beowulf. Beowulf was touted at the time because it was this movie where it was procedurally generated. Every single thing in the movie was motion captured and CGI and all that. And like, wasn't a great movie. The visuals of it was sick. Avatar's an average movie with great visuals. Like, in my opinion, it's an average movie with great visuals. But I got to get around to watching the others before I kind of fully just say it's not worth watching. I will say that. And I know a lot of people like them, but for me, it's a whole new franchise IP that is too much like a lot of others. I don't know. For me personally, it's just more James Cameron too. Like, dude made the greatest sequels of all time in Terminator 2 and Aliens. Like, he made the greatest sequels to what was some of the best like horror movies of all time, and he made these action balls to the wall sequels to them, and they're like the best thing. And then I don't know, he's just, even Titanic, like, as cinema, Titanic is cinema. Avatar is like candy, like popcorn for the eyes. Like it's great and all, but like I don't know. Like I would rather see that much dedication be put into an established universe. Maybe I don't know. Like that's just me. Like the Na'vi too, their design. Like, dude, there are people who are like attracted to Na'vi, and that's weird. They're like 8 foot tall, skinny cats, and people are attracted to them. Like, have you seen the Avatar guy in America? His whole body is tattooed in Avatar stuff, and he's got a car that's covered in the main girl. It's
Material.
like he's obsessed with her, bro. Like but he's like a tattooed blue. Like it's disgusting. Like it's some freaks out there, bro. So yeah, but not for me, bro. I love James Cameron though. I love James Cameron, but I'm just disappointed that he's put. So I get it. I get how and why he's reinvented the game, but I hate that he's just put 20 years of his life. I get it. It's brave. He's trying to create a new franchise. He already has, but I can't see anyone picking up Avatar in 20 years and continuing it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's going to be a cultural zeitgeist the way Star Wars is. So, yeah, but that's just my personal opinions on it. If you do really love it, I will get on to the second one to watch it. I've had 2 mates pestering me for a while, telling me to watch it, and I just dismissed it. Said, can't be stuffed, don't care. Don't want to waste 3 hours of my life, etc. But I'll gladly sit there and watch The Irishman 15 times. Which is 3. You know what I mean? So I've got no excuse. You know what I mean? I've got no excuse. So yeah,
I'm obsessed with it. I wouldn't say I'm as obsessed. I don't have any tattoos. I'm not blue. But yeah, no, I love it. Absolutely love it. I've been pestering the missus for months to get me the Lego, and she's like, no, no, you're not having it. Shut the fuck up. Which I do understand, because Lego prices are ridiculous for what you get. But yeah, I literally have the game right here. I literally have the game. It's not going to show
the new one.
Yeah, I literally have the game right here. I love it. I play it all the time. To end the pod, I got some quick fire questions. Not many. But,
all right.
Yeah, I'll just hit you with them.
Yep. And
then just whatever you think, you say.
Yep.
So I'll start with some sports ones. I know you know your sports. Rooney or Ronaldo, as in Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh, at Man U, or just overall?
Overall.
At Man U, Rooney. Overall, Ronaldo.
Okay.
It's too unfair, bro. Rooney's that great. I literally was reading about. He had a lot to say about Man U yesterday, about his kids being there and how there's no soul in the club. And I was like, he's a character, and everyone wants to laugh about his managing and all that. But like, as a Manchester United player, possibly the greatest of all time. Him and Dwight, bro. I remember fucking Dwight. Dwight came over, played A-League for us. But yeah, Ronaldo, overall, what he's done around the world, his ability, and Wayne Rooney is fat and old. Ronaldo is still going. So that alone, but I choose Messi over Ronaldo. So every day of the week. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker?
Vader,
Okay.
Vader, yeah.
New Japan or NXT Black and Gold?
New Japan. New Japan, because without New Japan, there is no NXT Black and Gold. And then post NXT Black and Gold, so like before AEW, post NXT Black and Gold, New Japan was it. Will Ospreay, Jay White, Kenny Omega, and even Tetsuya Naito, Okada. Yeah, 100%. Japan creates the talent, and NXT molds them.
Okay.
NXT NXT molds them into Western TV.
Yeah.
But in terms of the wrestling, New Japan.
New Japan. Okay, fair.
Any day of the week. I for a little while there thought I was going to see someone die in the New Japan ring. Not in a good way, too. Like the way they go about it, I thought I was going to see someone die. So yeah, New Japan.
Pizzas or burgers?
Oh, pizza.
Okay. Don't worry, you can cuss me out if you want. I did this with Lewis yesterday, and he was cussing me out.
Bro, I mean, literally, it's like the main two things, bro. Cheeseburgers or fucking pizza, man. Like, I love, like, proper pizza. Proper pizza proper Italian can't be beaten.
Yeah.
Proper pizza, though. And, like, a burger, your best burgers are a homemade burger. You know what I mean? Like, you're barely going to get a fast food burger that's going to satisfy you in the way that a fucking pizza is.
No, I agree fully. Boots or shoes, as in sneakers shoes?
Boots.
Boots? Okay, fair.
Boots. All right, so straight up, slipping on, walking out the house, I slip on boots. Steel caps, right? But I wear chucks. If I'm going out somewhere, like, and I've got to look decent, I've got chucks. I've got a couple of pairs of chucks, Batman, Looney Tunes, stuff like that. My fancy shoes are chucks. But I have cowboy
Okay.
boots.
Yeah. Bro, sounds like a fucking horse going outside.
Dad used to wear them, and we'd be getting spruced up for a date, and I'd hear him walk out of the bathroom, and the heel toe, and it was like it would change. He'd walk around in his boots, and it was his feet would barely lift the ground, and he'd drag his feet, and then he'd be in these shoes and his jeans, and it changed his whole stance.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that in my dad as a kid. There was something. It was like I looked at my dad and was like, he's a fucking cowboy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was like, and for me, like once I got a pair of like boots, formal boots, 100%, it does that to you. You put it like you see the way I dress all the time, bro. You'd be surprised. I actually have a suit collection, and like I've been suited up a bit. There is nothing better than being suited up with like formal boots. Like it is like. It's a crazy feeling. So like I as much as I just dress cash as fuck,
Yeah.
I do know style. And when you're a sharp dressed man with a nice pair of shoes, you do feel $1 million. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So yeah, boots.
Okay.
But I do love me sneakers, bro. They're just so ridiculously fucking expensive. And
Oh, facts.
yeah, even my chucks, bro. Like my chucks have been like Christmas presents and shit off my missus and that, but they're custom too. So like they're like custom Batman chucks, custom Marvin the Martian chucks. Like, you know, they get custom made. So, but yeah, it's hard to choose between sneakers and boots. But boots make me feel like a badass. And even in just everyday life, steel cap boots. Someone's gonna fuck with you in life. You know what I'd rather be wearing?
Yeah. No.
You know what I'd rather be wearing?
No, I'm with you. Kenny Omega or Will Ospreay?
Ospreay. That was hard to say. Ospreay.
Pepsi or Coca-Cola?
Pepsi.
Okay, I like Pepsi too, to be fair.
I only drink Coke with alcohol.
Okay, yeah, fair.
I only drink Coke as like with bourbon, whiskey, whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas Pepsi, I can drink like, and also like Pepsi can be sipped at or drank. Whereas Coke is like, you've poured the Coke out, you drink half of it, the next sip, it's fucked. You know what I mean?
Right.
Coke goes flat, like nothing. Whereas even in a bottle, like Coke in a bottle especially goes so flat. Whereas Pepsi is good till like the end. You know what I mean? The aftertaste of Pepsi is, and they're not the same. You know, Coke is caffeine. Coke is just caffeine, Pepsi sugar. So, yeah.
You're not gonna like the next one. Battlefield or Battlefront?
Oh, nah, Battlefront.
Battlefront. Okay.
Straight up. It's not. It isn't fair because they're the same thing. They're the same thing.
Yeah.
But no, like if you were to say Battlefield COD, I'm going to choose Battlefield, 100%.
Yeah.
Battlefield, Battlefront. Battlefield is a shooter. Destructive Engine puts you in that world. Battlefront is a Star Wars simulator. Like, you want to be in Star Wars? Go play Battlefront, mate. Like, 100% Battlefront. And the hero stuff separates it. Like, the heroes in Battlefront can fucking decimate a battlefield. You know what I mean? Like, the way they should be able to. Like, it takes a whole squad to take down a hero. So, just that alone. Like, if Battlefield had something like that, it'd be fucking stupid. You could play, it'd be Titanfall. You know, running around in the... And Titanfall was awesome. But, yeah, Battlefront, 100%. Just the sights, the sounds. Sound is so important in Star Wars. Sound. And the sounds of Battlefront is just music, lasers, everything. It's perfect. I love it. I actually really want to install it. I've never played it on PS5.
Marvel or DC?
If I have to choose something that I'm going to live with for the rest of my life and not have the other one, it's going to be Marvel. I'm sorry. But DC's what... Marvel's been there forever, so is DC. DC's what shaped me, though. Like, my teenage and adult years, it was DC that I leant towards. But still being an adult now, when Marvel does hope, Spider-Man, bro. You've heard my thoughts on Spider-Man. So, like, yeah, Marvel. As an overall roster, as an overall importance, as an overall impact on culture around the world, Marvel. And I'm covered in DC tattoos, but Marvel. But just in terms of longevity and what's more important, DC's got a lot, but Superman and Batman will be it forever and always, whereas Marvel has so much more than that. So, yeah. But it does hurt because Batman is my number one thing.
Joker, the Joker, or Batman?
Batman. Okay. You can't have Joker without Batman.
Yeah, fair. Hulk Hogan or Ric Flair?
Just in general? This is not a...
No. Whatever you think. This is you. I don't give a shit what anybody else thinks.
Fuck, I hate both of them. They've both been pieces of shit human beings.
Go off wrestling ability then.
Ric Flair.
Okay. Spider-Man or Superman?
Fuck, you picked that one so well. That's not about power.
I am glad I'm in England and not Australia.
Yeah, you picked that one so well. That's not about power, man. That's the image. It's... Fuck. I have to say Superman. I have to. I just have to. Spider-Man's what he is to me, but I have to say Superman. He's existed for 100 years. Everybody knows Superman. Everybody knows Spider-Man too, but everybody, like, Superman is just this symbol worldwide. Superman is this symbol, and Spider-Man is too, man. Like, they are a symbol. It's hope. Literally, one means hope, the other one's fun. I think Spider-Man's the greatest role model that a child could have.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think that Superman and what he stands for and what he is, and especially even now, go watch the James Gunn one. I think Superman's what the world needs right now. Like, Superman represents humanity at its best. And I think that's what Superman is. But Spider-Man's more than that. Like he's something else, more than humanity. He's hope, and he's just brilliant. But that is a very good one, bro. Like that's not a power set. That's like picking the two most iconic, most recognizable symbols ever in comic book history. Like, and saying, you know, what one means more to a kid or what one means more to an adult, or
Yeah.
it's hard. That's really hard.
Fully. Like, and obviously it's DC versus Marvel as well, isn't it? As well.
Yeah.
As well,
And
so.
like even on a power set level, I'd like to think Spider-Man could fucking stand a chance, bro. 100% he could. Like on a power set level, he can go toe to toe with Hulk in terms of strength. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I'm just looking at the image, the Peter Parker, Clark Kent, you know, like humans.
No, fully. Stone Cold or John Cena?
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold.
And I wasn't the biggest Stone Cold fan. Great character, like the impact. Stone Cold. John Cena is a great human being, though.
Being smartly dressed or cosplaying?
Cosplay. I feel like I'd stand out less.
Okay.
But I was going to say a context of a situation. Like, is it a con? Is it even a con, bro? The difference between like being, like even after being cosplay at a con for so long, when you go to a con without cosplay, you're like, oh, this is the best.
Yeah.
Nobody recognizes you. Nobody stops you. Like, but like if I'm to walk outside in the street right now in a suit, I'm going to get some looks. If I walk outside right now in my cosplay, the neighbors are going to be like, oh, he's at it again. Okay. You know what I mean? So yeah, genuinely. Yeah, just at least in terms of, and cosplay is not comfortable at all. It is not comfortable. There is lots of sweating and chafing and rubbing and fucking shit that hurts, and it's not comfortable at all. But it just in terms of being comfortable in something, yes. Full makeup, full kit, full makeup. Not the armor, none of that shit. The makeup.
Sting or Gunther?
Sting.
Okay. I couldn't think who to put him against, so that's why I went with Gunther. And then final one, movies or video games?
That's not fair. That's not fair. Because what I look for, like the video games that mean the most to me and most memorable to me are the cinematic ones. The ones that, like you've heard me, like the ones that can make me have those feelings of wonder and thinking and because I mean, like you say this, it's like, is this from here on out, or is this my life?
Your life. I'll say go to your life. You wanted me to say other one.
That's worse.
End the stream, Dave.
That's worse. I'd have to choose movies. They're just too important. They inspire video games. Like, I mean, you can play a video, like, look, you play a video game, you know, not many video games you play through multiple times. Not many, you know, and you're retreading ground and that. Whereas with movies, you rewatch them. You rewatch them again and again and again and again. And you still, like Lord of the Rings, I talk about it all the time. I watched them long ago. And I'm still getting emotional from it, you know, certain bits, certain deaths. Like, there's not many moments in video games. I've spoken about a few of them, but there's not many moments in video games that have done that. That level of feeling You know, there's a few. And those ones that are there are the most important video games I've ever played. But cinema, like, even TV to a point, bro. Even TV to a point. Game of Thrones, like, even that to a point. Something like that just feels and thoughts. But cinema, I think cinema is the most important form of entertainment in the world. There's two: sport and cinema.
Yeah.
I think in terms of telling a story, cinema. Sport is only one thing. Yeah. It's and sport can only tell one story. Losers and winners. You know what I mean? Yeah. And there are stories in between, but they don't matter, do they, in sport? It's winning championships. And whereas movies, they tell you everything, anything. They can be, and when movies do sport, some of the best, like, even, bro, like, I'm not a big American football fan. American football movies, some of the best sports movies there ever are, bro. You know, like, Remember the Titans, you know, shit like that. Like, cinema is a very powerful tool that some of the greatest directors in history have used appropriately. Some people abuse cinema. You know, like, we've got franchises that abuse cinema.
Mm-hmm.
You could say Marvel abuses cinema. Fast and the Furious abuses cinema. Z-grade horror movies abuse cinema. But cinema is cinema. Like, anybody who has an idea and puts something to print, you know, there's shit movies out there. There's shit games out there. But, like, I got a book. I'll show it to you. 1001 movies you must see before you die. And it's like over 1,000 pages, because each page is a whole, and it's like this fucking thick, bro. And it was printed 4 or 5 years ago. Just imagine how big the list would be now.
Yeah.
From the last 4 or 5 years. Like, the movies I've seen in the last 4 or 5 years that just fucking, just slap the shit out of you. Like, a movie when you can, like, when you, essentially, like, you would know this, watching it with a partner or whatever. And when it's done and the credits roll and, like, you don't move, it's like, it's a black screen and the credits are rolling, but it's like nobody's moved to stop it, or like it's that process of, like,
in your head, yeah.
You know, like, what you think of it? Fucking, like, whereas, you know, like, if you're standing up and the movie's not even finished, you're like, get it over. You know what I mean? Like, or the credits hit and you're just like, yeah, fucking whatever, everyone goes back to their normal life, you know? But when those credits hit and you're like, I had that with a few recently. Cinema, bro. Cinema. You know how I am with it. We could talk about it forever. Like, when I start getting into podcast style stuff, like, that's what I generally think I'm going to start with. Not just cinema overall, but, like, individual episodes about individual franchises and movies. Also, I'd love the way you had your questions there too, man. Really well prepared. Love a good pick or die. I love a good pick or die.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the first episode of the TBV show. If you have, smashed the likes, hit the subscribe button. The support is welcomed, and I hope you go on to enjoy. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.